Rams fans, good morning. Welcome to Tuna and the Sheriff. I'm Sheriff Joe Bags. We'll be bringing in Tuna here in just a second. I just wanted to let you know the good news. There's more things to be angry about as Rams fans, which I understand is our favorite thing to do. So we're going to talk about it today, but there's also a lot of cool things going on, mainly in the coaching room. What the hell? I didn't realize we were going to get some awesome news in that world, but also we've got terrible news when it comes to logo stuff, and people are freaking out, understandably so, because that's just, again, what we do as Rams fans. That's our main purpose in life, is to freak out. Tuna, do you agree?
Good morning, one and everybody. Status update. It is I think like 60 something here in Los Angeles. It's
Ooh.
nice and sunny. You can hear sirens from very far away. Very standard Los Angeles day, and it is beautiful outside. So good morning. Um, yeah, you want to talk about good stuff first or bad stuff or just
Let's go
nonsense?
bad first,
Not
man. Let's go bad first.
you want to knock out the the uniform stuff. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
So here we go. I'm not sure if the screen is ready. Okay, was making sure it was
We're
working
up.
properly with the setup I got here. So yeah, our my favorite person on the internet, Zach Cohen, is back again. Vindicated, validated, stating how all his leaks, everything he's been pushing for is true. He's vindicated because of this leaked draft hat that the Rams are coming out with. Like to caution people, I'm not going to sit here and bash on a guy who's doing his best to get his clicks and make all the money he can on social media. I no ill will there. Like genuinely, I hope you do well, Zach. But Rams fans need to relax a little bit. Multiple things can be true at once. Like I was telling Joe off air, one, yes, I think a previous Rams logo was leaked during a draft hat, like you mentioned. You reminded me. I don't think this is the case at all. Like one, this guy's talking about this is what it's going to look like. That's not what this hat looks like. And one, because this is gradient doesn't mean this is the answer. Hell, this doesn't have a gradient. Are the Rams going to all white? No, I could go to a lids right now. Joe's got an all yellow one from a few years ago. You can walk you can walk into any lids right now and purchase a Rams hat of infinite colors. Hell, I can go find you a red one if you'd like. That doesn't mean that's what they're doing.
Boo. I
May
hate that.
may they actually do single colors, no gradient? I think so. That sounds really cool, and we'll wait to see. This isn't it, and nor does that validate this guy. Like if they're going to make changes, I think they're doing more than just a gradient. That's just my guess. Let's all relax. It's okay. This man named Zach doesn't have the information you're looking for. Let's just focus on players in draft and let's just wait for the release. It's yeah, it's becoming comical at this point.
Yeah, I think my biggest issue is the fact that I just hate leaks. I'm anti-leak. Fill these holes up, man. Let's stop these leaks from happening, man. We need some, we need some expandable foam or something in here, because this is absolutely ridiculous, man. Leaks are dumb and stupid in the worst way to find out information. So why can't we just wait for the official release? I don't understand too. It's like I understand the emotion of being able to say, "See, I nailed it," but also, what the hell does that do for anybody? You know, it's like, cool, man, congratulations, you guessed correctly earlier than the information was available.
Eh,
Sick. What does that do though?
yeah,
That means nothing, man. So I mentioned the leak of the Jets uniform was one of my least favorite things to happen of all time, when they released their throwback whites, and that came out on a tweet from some intern from across the room, who, like, there was a door open where the player was in that room wearing the uniform, and he took a picture, and that's how we found out that like what the Jets throwbacks were going to look like. Dumb, stupid, terrible, hate that. And then when the Rams changed their logo, we had the draft hat release, and that was how we first see the LA logo.
yeah.
It was in a cardboard box in like someone's passenger seat, and it was like, I was so, the anger, dude, that I felt in that moment, it was like, how dare you take that away from me, man? Like, you took away the actual, like, the team, especially the Rams specifically. The Rams do such a great job of unveiling things, And it's like the modern throwback, that video of Eric Dickerson throwing Kyron Williams the jersey, and that's how we find out that we get a white jersey and stuff like that. It's like that kind of stuff is so sick. Just let us have that. Why are you trying to take that away from us, man? It's like I don't want to find out the new logo via just a random dude's tweet. I absolutely despise it, man. I'm like, this is one of the things that fires me up about football is leaks and stuff like that. Is like, get that crap out of here, man. One of the things I hate about social media is the fact that there's people that, and like, again, I have nothing negative to say about it, Zach. Go do your thing, man. But get the hell off my feed with your with your rumors in your leaks, man. I absolutely can't stand it. So I've muted Zach. I don't see his stuff at all.
I have as well. It gets sent to me, and it gets sent to me across multiple channels of like, Tuna, have you seen this? It's like, well, now I have. Thank you.
Oh my
Um,
God. That's the worst.
it's a yeah. I gotta be. I share the same sentiment. I genuinely actually don't have ill will towards Zach. Everybody is trying to make their name for themselves and carve out their lane in social media and journalism. This is his model. He loves following jerseys and logo changes and stuff. And
Mhm.
like obviously we're all passionate. We all love logos. I love a good logo. I also do enjoy the actual unveilings of it. I do think it's not my lane of like the leaks of anything, not even just uniform stuff. But when it comes to rosters and whatnot, hell, movie trailers, I get upset when my girlfriend spoils the show. I was like, hey, thanks. I was gonna watch that this week, but now I know what happens. I like the anticipation of stuff. So again, gotta tell Rams fans like, hey, let's just relax. Like you're allowed to enjoy some stuff. You don't need to know the information right away. Um, I got a lot of confidence the team is going to unroll something really cool. And I think back to last year with the whole ordeal, like we just went through this with the rivalry stuff.
Yeah.
Like someone would be like, "Hey, oh, hey, they the Rams posted a single photo. People are taking that image, they're contrasting it, they're flipping the colors. They're like, oh nope, see, it's black. It's like, hey man, let's just wait a few weeks. You're gonna get a really cool trailer. You're gonna buy it. And that's the other thing too. People are upset over it needs to be this, or that, or I'm done with this team. Those same people I see at tailgates wearing a different jersey every single game. Like you're gonna buy the jerseys. Like just you're gonna buy the merch. I don't care how much you complain. Enjoy it. Like let's all find something to enjoy in this process. But that being said, Zach doesn't know anything.
Well, and I guess like my my thing also is that like if say this is true, say he somehow found the real logo and shared it and stuff like that. It's like now okay. That's my response is okay. I can't buy it. I can't go buy hats. I can't go buy shirts. I can't there's no jerseys available for me to go wear this weekend. You know what I mean? So like what the hell
Yeah,
does it even mean? It's
yeah.
like just the official thing because then we can also buy it and rock it and have our new gear and stuff like that. And it was like, so it's like, it's February, man. It's like, we get a new logo now. It's like, cool. Now
Yeah.
we just
And
got to wait for 5 more months before it matters. Like, what the hell?
that and it's not like this person has sources to the Rams or a team. This person has his own little network where they go and look at um like newly listed merch items from retailers. So they have like a back channel somewhere and finding things, but it's still unsolicited. It's like finding the box art for like a new game coming out that GameStop's putting out. It's like okay, it could be true, but it also could be a display model that they're putting out for now. So that's why it's unverified. It's kind of where the information's coming from.
Well, yeah, and
Ray
absolutely.
said,
And what Ray's talking about here, man, is like, I don't give me whatever, dude.
yeah,
I'm gonna buy
yeah,
stuff. I'm gonna rock it. So like, I'm gonna buy new hats the second that this stuff drops. I'm gonna buy shirts the second this stuff drops. I'm gonna buy jerseys. I don't care, man. Like, so just, but I'm also in no rush. If that happens July, August, cool. If it
oh,
happens this weekend, cool. I'm
sorry,
in. I don't care.
I didn't mean to leak. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. How
Yeah,
dare you? By the way.
yeah. Let me. All right. So we've spent enough time on uniform stuff. I am okay.
Okay.
We're good there. Let's switch over to positive stuff. There was a bit of news Monday morning.
This is a
Coaching
little bit negative
changes.
too. There's negatives in here, but we'll go with a positive take on this, man.
Oh, see, we may disagree here. So changes. The big one, Cliff Kingsbury, assistant head coach. I've seen some random speculation on that one. I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Hold on, I want
Nate,
to jump in on. I want to jump in on Kingsbury.
Go ahead.
Everybody was so mad that Nate Scheelhaase was named offensive coordinator, and they were like, "Why do we even get Kingsbury if he's not even going to have a real title?" So he's assistant head coach. I think he's going to have his say he's going to have his hand in this team. So the outrage of Scheelhaase getting the OC job and Kingsbury not having his title yet was unwarranted. Turns out, weird how we had outrage before the information was available, and it was fine.
No, man, you're gonna be upset and you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Um, I like the show house move. It's on brand too. I don't think anyone's to be surprised by that.
Mhm.
Um, the thing like in what world do the Rams just bring in somebody from the outside just to bypass every single like other person?
Yeah.
So it's like that's just not something that they do. Show house offensive coordinator, excited about that. The other one, Eric Yarber, still wide receivers coach. I freaked out for a second because I didn't see him. I saw somebody else with a wide receiver designation.
Well, yeah, you got
But
Rob Calabrese up there with wide receiver, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, like
yeah,
yards!" And then I looked and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay, he's wide receivers
got a
and
little
senior
worried.
offensive assistant." So
I got a little worried. So good for him. And then Coach Bobby Trees coming home. What a week for
Bobby Tree.
Robert Woods believers. Him retiring as a Ram and then immediately signing as an assistant wide receivers coach under Bobby Trees. That's like my first thought was, oh, the Rams are going to take a wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. Like they're gonna put somebody under these guys. Like that sounds so fun.
Certainly not impossible, man. I think that Woods is adding Woods to the coaching staff is one of those things where it's like, oh man, this just feels right. This is a good thing, man. I was talking to Brett about it, Single T, who's been on here plenty of times before. I don't know if he's here today, but I was talking to him and it's like I kind of credit, like I understand that people have differing emotions about Robert Woods, which is kind of I'll be crazy to me. That's nuts. To not have
Yeah.
like to not have Woods in like this upper echelon from a Rams fan perspective, I think is kind of weird because I kind of personally I understand that McVay came in 17 and stuff like that, but for me, the face of the Rams turnaround and kind of shedding that history of just being rough and stuff like that, the face of that to me has always been Robert Woods. He is the face of the Rams turnaround from being terrible to being a 4-win team to now we're just consistently a
Yeah.
playoff team and one of the best in the NFL. Robert Woods is the face that I think of when I'm thinking of a player who helped that who kind of kickstarted that turnaround.
Love the fact that he's transitioning into coaching. There's just because somebody's really, really good at playing doesn't make them a good coach. Like that's
Mhm.
why you don't see Tom Brady, Peyton Manning as coaches somewhere. Um, but then you get those guys who are pretty damn good, but have been mentors all their career that you just say like, yeah, that person will be a really good coach one day. And Robert Woods is not wasting in time, which is really excited to see. I'm really happy about that. Can you bring up the comment at 7:13 from Will about what's his specialty? That's actually a great question, getting us back on track about Shieldhouse as a fly attacks me. Um, obviously we don't know him personally. We haven't got a lot of media spotlight on him as we will this year. But one thing that I paid close attention to, Brock Vieira, Rams on SI, did a bunch of profiles on Shieldhouse, especially in the preseason. One of them talking about the evolution of 13 personnel that we all know and love that the Rams did this year. Shieldhouse, along with Scott Huff, the tight ends coach, they're kind of the brain children of that being such a heavy rotation this season. So what that tells me is the willingness to try something outside the box, to buck the norm, to break a trend, and to create a new trend that the rest of the league is not ready for because they had a lot of success with 13 personnel. And if we can dial that back to Shieldhouse, what's next? Are they going to double down on 13 personnel? Do they pull a fast one on the rest of the league and go, okay, we're going back to 11 while you guys adapt defenses to 13? It's a chess game now, and you got a really damn good chess player right behind McVay. Add in Kingsbury, who has his own set of head coach experience, his own mistakes he's made, things he's learned over at Washington in those 2 years, and like little nuances that Shieldhouse might go, hey, you know what? We don't got RPO guys, but there's some nuances from RPO we can add to our run game, to our quick pass game. It just gets me really excited, as you can clearly tell, because I'm going on a tangent about it. So
Yeah, I think that our coaches on the offensive side are, I mean, you look at the roster and you look at our coaching staff, I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. And Woods isn't the only former player, obviously, with Brian Allen coming in as well. I think that that's just great
Ooh.
experience of being able to, like, I'm one of those people that I'm always going to say, like, just because you played or didn't play doesn't mean you know or don't know ball kind of thing.
Yeah.
But having that experience where like these guys can be like, well, in the Super Bowl, we did this. Like, I think that that's absolutely phenomenal, kind of stuff to pull from. Woods obviously has so much playing experience to pull from. I think that the real impact of Woods is going to be on guys like Mump and stuff like that. But you're right. When you look at like Shieldhouse, when you look at Huff, I mean, the brains that are in the offense. I'm just hoping we don't see like a too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing where it's just like too many people are having their input. But I just don't think that that's going
Yeah.
to happen. I just feel like we'll have a really good like collaborative offensive coaching staff, and with the roster that we have too. I mean, when that whole unit's led by number 9, I mean. It's not a lot to be concerned about on the offensive side, especially when you look at the coaching staff, man.
Yeah. And it I lost track where I was going. Some would even say to go all 12, go tight end Puka again. Let's just go 12 and a half personnel.
Well, you
Um
made a good point about the Rams like shifting things around. It seems like every single year the offense has its identity where it's like, oh, this was the like, and that's like 25 seems like, oh, that was the 13 year. That was the year we did a bunch of 13. It's like it just kind of seems like every year it's got its own vibe to it.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford threw for 4,500 yards with a bunch of tight ends on the field. So it goes
Yeah.
to tell you how special his season was. But the other change that comes is, and this is where people are kind of up in the air about how to feel on the matter. Aubrey Pleasant is gone. Jimmy Lake is promoted to the pass game coordinator and DBs. Besides that, Bubba Ventrone, we already knew about special teams from a few weeks ago. I think this is, tell me if I'm overreacting, but is this as close as you can get to damn near of cleaning house in Rams concerns in the coaching staff after a year that you can consider a letdown because it was kind of Super Bowl or bust? Is this as close as you can get to cleaning house with him leaving over to LaFleur leaving to Arizona kind of on his own? I think Kingsbury comes in no matter what. You got a new OC, you got a new pass game coordinator, like all the areas that seemed to needed to be upgraded that were kind of holding the team back just a little bit from getting over that hump. We've got changes in. Um, is this kind of like a mini clean house between seasons? Do you think?
I mean, it kind of does feel like it just a little bit. And it was Payo who opened my eyes to, because I was like, man, what the hell did we do to Aubrey? It's like, because he was interviewing for DC jobs and stuff like that. And I've been a big Aubrey Pleasant fan for many, many years. I think he's an incredible human being, incredible coach.
Yeah.
But at the same time, also, we thought we felt pretty good about our corners and stuff like that. And honestly, the secondary just didn't play up to their abilities. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Even though I'm a big fan of Aubrey Pleasant, I think it makes sense to move on. But yeah, it was Payo was the one that was like, maybe he decided that it was time to move on. Though it's like
Possible.
maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't us being like, get the hell out of here. Maybe he was like, look, guys, like I want to spread my wings a little bit and I need to, I want to do something else, or maybe we don't know something yet and he's like in talks with a college or something like that. Like it's completely
Could
realistic
be.
that it was his decision to move on. But LaFleur, obviously that kind of seemed like he was always going to Arizona, kind of seemed like they were waiting for our season to end and that was going to happen. So that makes sense. But yeah, those two big names, LaFleur and Pleasant, taken off. I mean, that does kind of feel as much as you can. But again, at the same time, it's like Rams fans, I think we, historically speaking, I've covered this team for a while now. It kind of seems like there's a lot of times where it's like, we don't want to lose anybody. We want to keep everybody in place and keep moving on. But we didn't go all the way. We lost in the NFC Championship game. And we feel like we should have been a Super Bowl team. So changes were necessary on some level. And if moving on from Aubrey Pleasant, whoever's decision that was, because we don't have any answers on that, and then changing up the offensive coaching staff with Shieldhouse and Kingsbury instead of LaFleur, I mean, if that's what gets us over the hump, then, I mean, no one's going to complain. No one's going to be looking back onto this and be like, like, if the Rams win the Super Bowl, we're not going to look back and be like, yeah, but Aubrey Pleasant's gone. It's like no one's gonna care, man. Like if it's like, who cares? I say it all the time. Players come and go. The Rams are forever. That stands true for coaches as well. Coaches come and go. The Rams are forever. I was a fan of this team with friggin' Jeff Fisher and
Wait,
Scott Linehan
is
as
that
like,
a
so I mean,
is that a Fast and Furious mantra that
that's a Joe
you're
Bags mantra.
repackaging?
I've said that for years.
I feel like that's a Vin Diesel. So like probably like cars and Nas are temporary, but families forever. That feels like something that
If
Vin
you can
Diesel said.
find
And
it, I'll concede. But I've definitely said that on Ram Showcase for many, many, many
I
years.
don't
I can
know.
steal that from you.
You Denver folk seem to be really big into
I
Fast and
do not
Furious.
live in Denver.
I'm from California. All of Colorado is Denver.
You're
All right.
yeah, you're in San Francisco. It's beautiful there.
Don't start with me. All right. Now I love AP. I love what he did as a leader of men. I think he's very good at a lot of things. I do think you saw what his limitations were depending on the certain roster you've given him. Different coaches can do different things with the same roster, right? It's like getting a bag of ingredients. You get five different chefs, you're gonna get five different meals. Aubrey Pleasant's meal that he presented, he the way I see it is McVay gives a lot of authority to each position coach over their room. And it's true. It's not like a dictatorship. It's like, hey, you got autonomy over your guys. And we see it. That's why there's always a different iteration of offenses and defenses every year. Things change. Aubrey Pleasant was given the reins on his guys. He said, hey, nope, I love these guys. We're going to get it done. This is going to be a Super Bowl team. We're going to pull our weight. And they didn't pull their weight. And the buck stops with the leadership. So not to say, oh yeah, they ran him out of town, but it's the same as like, when you have friends over and that one friend just kind of doesn't get the hint of like everyone else is gone. And he's like, I think I'm gonna head home now. And you don't want to make him feel bad. You're like, oh yeah, go ahead. Maybe we'll go to bed then. Kind of the same way. Aubrey Pleasant's like, I might take an interview somewhere else. And the Rams are, oh yeah, go ahead. We'll definitely keep the light on. And now he's gone. So it could be something like that. If you want to be so mean to Aubrey Pleasant, but I think that he hit a ceiling, and I think along with that, the secondary did as well, because I think you can get a lot more out of guys like Forbes, out of guys like Josh Wallace, if you put some different coaching in there, which we're going to see this year. So we're going to see if I'm right or if Aubrey Pleasant definitely got the most out of that group. But you are right. Doesn't necessarily mean that he was forced to leave. He could be taking it somewhere else, and that's just my little head canon that I got going on in there. Also, good morning, Payo time.
Yeah, I don't think that we'll get a chance to really tell if it was Aubrey's fault or not, because I think
No,
the room is going to look too different in order
no,
to actively be able to say like, well, this guy did this under this or whatever. But I also put a lot of blame on Shula myself, and not to say that I want Shula. I mean, I would have been fine if we replaced DC, honestly, but not that I'm voting for Shula out or anything like that. But I think ultimately where my brain's at with that is once teams realized and caught on to the fact that our secondary play is pretty soft and pretty off coverage and stuff like that. And as long as our pass rush is absolutely insane, full of maniacs, but as long as you just snap the ball and get rid of it, the secondary was in a spot where you're playing soft coverage. You can get a 5-yard slant in there and let your wide receivers make a play. So once teams knew that you just had to get rid of the ball, don't give our pass rushers time to get back there, and then just let your wide receivers make plays on ultimately a subpar group in the secondary, then I think that
yeah,
that's what killed our season. In the early portion of the season, you could tell that our pass rush was doing awesome. Byron Young was absolutely phenomenal. Secondary was shutting people down. Our pass defense was up there, and then there was a moment there in the second half of the year where it just kind of changed, and we did not adjust. And that's where I put the blame. So could it be Aubrey Pleasant's fault? Sure. Could it be Chris Shula's fault? Sure. Could it be the player's fault? Sure. But I think ultimately it is a package of all those things, and changes were needed, and we're seeing those happen. And I think that's a good thing.
yeah. It's I mean, you kind of hit it right on the head. Like it's always everything. It's not usually just one person's fault. It's not usually one coach's fault. Usually a mix of everything. Multiple things are true. It's just from the fan side, we're always going to blame one person or one event. But I do
Yeah.
think it was a combination of everything, because it just didn't make sense. Like after week 12, I'm sorry. As much as I'll go to bat for Quentin Lake, Quentin Lake going down can't impact your entire defense to the point of like it's now it went from a strength to a glaring hole that will lose you an NFC Championship game. I just don't think. I just it doesn't equate to me. Some coaching has to come in with that as well. So hopefully they can address those things and make it a lot better. One of those ways that they can fix it is through the draft and free agency. The combine starts officially tomorrow. Started Monday with guys arriving and everything. So there's a lot of DBs that I'll be paying attention to on behalf of both of us. Since Sheriff Joe Bags doesn't like rookies, he doesn't want to see guys in underwear. He doesn't want to see underwear Olympics. I do.
Well,
I'm gonna watch
yeah,
it. I'm gonna watch it intently and on full. Like I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna look at all the nooks and crannies. And we're gonna figure out, is that guy a Ram? I want to see it.
that's pretty cool. You know what is dumb about mock drafts is everything, first of all, but
Everything.
the fact that I think that my brain goes to this too, because I would say everybody knows my feelings about mock drafts. I just feel like they're a waste of time and stuff like that. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I will stand by that. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
I think my thing is the fact that like people are doing mock drafts now while the Rams are still figuring out their own guys that they're bringing back. So needs are going to change by the next week. And then we have free agency. So it's like, sure, we could look at today and say, yeah, Rams need a corner. Maybe it's going to be delayed, whatever. It's all these names that we're talking about. What if the Rams bring back Durant and Forbes and then go to free agency? And what if we bring in a Jamel Dean and somebody else? Like, then the corner's no longer a need and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So like the needs are going to shift. That's another reason why I don't really care about draft stuff yet. My brain is still very much on who are we bringing back? Where are our holes even at? What Rams are that were here last year are going to be returning, and then who's walking in free agency, and then free agency. Then I'll care about the draft. Like when I know what our team looks like heading into the draft is when I'll care about it. Looking at it now, I think is just way too premature.
It is really hard to do that. And I'm trying to find my niche in the mock draft area because obviously we did a stream last week. Muad'Dib was like my co-GM, making a team that way. It's not so much of a like, oh hey, it has to be this player like the Rams need. It's more I look at it at the capital. Like how can is it possible for the Rams to spend the capital they currently have to build a team and an image that their fans are asking for, which is heavily. Obviously, they want the best DBs, they want the best everything. Um, but okay, if the Rams go DB heavy in salary cap, what do they do in the draft? What does that look like? Or vice versa, if they just ignore it in free agency, do they just double up in the first round? Like what's possible? And I think it's fun to look at it that way. And Muad'Dib said that we got a solid B draft.
Well, and
You
that's
know
what
what?
I told you.
Ban him. Ban him.
I told
It was an A plus in my mind.
I told you that the what I like about what you're doing is the fact that you're going to do it again and it's going to be completely different. And I think that's good to show the fans that that there's multiple ways that this path can go, and doesn't necessarily none of them are necessarily good or bad until it happens. That's the thing too, is like the Raiders didn't know Jamarcus Russell was the worst draft pick of all time until football games started happening. Like after it happened, Raiders fans were pumped.
Hold on. What if they did? What if they did and it was just a big joke and they're just like, hey, you'll watch this.
Yeah,
Let's have some fun.
wouldn't put it past the Raiders, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like we don't know what's going to happen until it plays out. It's like grading a draft on Sunday, and it's like, well, we don't know
Yeah.
yet. It's like, what the hell are we doing? We don't know yet. It's like we thought that I think it was a 2011 draft class for the Rams. Like it was like one of those where it was like, this is sick. We filled all of our needs, and it's like none of those guys were good, like that. And it's like, well, who knew? So
The draft could end up being miserable. Like the like that's the scary part is like, Jamon McCoy, Mansour Delane, like the two DBs that are slated to be two of the best. What if they both suck? Like,
Yeah.
what if they're just both terrible? And you're sitting there like, I felt good on draft day and I felt good through camp. And then the guy couldn't cover paper with a coloring crayon. It's just,
Exactly.
it's brutal.
That's the thing too, is it I
Yeah.
always use Jamarcus Russell and Cooper Kupp as my example of draft mentality and going into the NFL, where Jamarcus Russell very much had a I made it vibe as soon as he was drafted, 1 overall. He made it. He was done. Cooper Kupp, he talks about the second that he was drafted, his mindset went to, okay, my career starts right now. Now it's time to take it serious. And it's like those two different mindsets. And you don't know which which camp that these guys are going to fall in until it happens. And we really can't judge a draft class truly until like 5 years in, because sometimes people have a really good rookie season and then they're terrible every year after
Mhm.
that. So it's like I'm not going to do a draft grade about the 2026 draft after it's over, but after this draft is over, I'm totally down to go back and do a 2020 draft grade, like, because now we know about that draft, So
And the last bit too is I look at capital differently with the draft. Just because somebody's a first round pick doesn't mean they're immediately going to be great. Second round pick doesn't mean that. Fifth round pick doesn't mean he's meant to be a starter. That's just where the currency that is a draft pick is slating. It's like the stock market.
mhm.
Puka Nakua was Apple stock back in the year 2000, and the Rams just
Yeah,
happened to invest in him. Just because, like, even if there's a reality where the Rams knew for a fact Puka was going to be great, and they had a magic, future looking ball, they're not taking him in the first round. They're still going to take him in the fifth because that's where the capital is slaying. Like, hey, get this stock in this area at this time.
yes, there's just so many
Yeah,
like, but if you know what Aaron Donald turns into, you don't take Greg Robinson at 2.
it's a little
you know,
different. That's a little different.
well,
That's
and even
different.
and I would push back on Puka, saying that even if you were the only team that knew that this is what he was going to turn into, you still take him in like the second. You don't let that many teams slide past. And even if you know that he's going to sit there, if knowing what he turns into, Carl, sir, what are you doing? Hey,
He's not agreeing. He's not agreeing
Carl,
with you.
yeah, yeah,
We both
this
have animals that are acting out this
Carl,
morning.
Carl, what? Hey, look at me. It's time to stop. All
Or is that
right.
just your set? Is
All
that a? I'm
right.
not convinced it's a cat. I'm convinced it's an actual human sound engineer that you keep tied up in the closet, and he got out, and you're not
It,
happy
it
about
might it might be, man. It might be. All right, I got to go to work. But we're gonna fade off as we shout out Roger here.
it. Yeah. Well, nice. No, no. Hold on. Bring Roger. Roger.
What?
I saw what you said. I saw what you said earlier. Bring that
I
up
don't know
here.
what he said. I gotta go to
He
work, Tuna.
he
Okay.
said happy Friday. He said happy Friday. So we're gonna end on that. Happy Friday, Roger.
He said Happy Friday.
It's 7:05.
Hell yeah, Roger. Hell yeah. I like what you're on, man. I like.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. That's gonna ruin the rest.